Folks, Shane here with Shane's Premier League prediction show for match week 16. We'll crack on with the show. It's back to the usual once again this week. Right, so first of all, my TalkSport Premier League predictions. So the first game of the weekend is Chelsea's trip to the London Stadium to face West Ham. West Ham proved stubborn opponents for Manchester City on Sunday, so it may be a tough game for the Blues, but I've gone for a 3-0 win for them, considering Hazard's and Morata's good form in front of goal. So therefore, I reckon it's going to be a good win for them. But Manuel Lanzini might have something to say about that. I've gone 3-0 though. If there was to be a score for West Ham, it would be Manuel Lanzini though. So, there we go. First game out of the way. Now, on to high-flying Burnley. They're doing really, really well. These days I've gone for a 1-0 win for them. Robbie Brady picked up an unfortunate injury during the recent round of games there. So we wish him a speedy recovery. Watford have been doing okay as well. Most of the time they got a good draw against Spurs last week, and they've also scored an average of 2 goals away from home in each league game. So it's going to be a good one, I reckon, folks. But I reckon Burnley will nick this 1-0 with the goal maybe from Chris Wood or Sam Vokes. Might say, but maybe you wouldn't bet against Watford scoring either. But sure, that's the way. We'll see what happens. Crystal Palace are at home to struggling Bournemouth. Crystal Palace are struggling as well, don't get me wrong, but they've picked up a few results lately, so I reckon they're going to nick the game 1-0 tomorrow with maybe a goal from Ruben Loftus-Cheek or maybe James McArthur. Or Christian Benteke. They'd be the likely scorers there. And if there was one for Bournemouth, maybe Callum Wilson or Josh King. Huddersfield and Brighton, I don't imagine that this game will have much fireworks to it. But I've gone for a 0-0 draw, but if there are to be goals, I reckon Tammy Abraham might nick one for Swansea. Maybe Glenn Murray, who was in wonderful form for the Seagulls, he might get one. But wouldn't surprise me if it's just a dull game, to be honest. Likewise with the next one, Swansea and West Bromwich Albion. However, I reckon West Bromwich Albion might nick this game 1-0 at the Liberty Stadium in Wales. Robson Kanu or Salomon Rondon might propel the Baggies to victory here. I purely think this because Swansea are on such a wretched run of form. They're bottom of the league, and I can't really see much of a way out for them. To be honest, they're really, really poor. So 1-0 to the Baggies, and if not, might be another 0-0. Wouldn't surprise me. Right, on to Spurs and Stoke City. Spurs have been on a really wretched run of form as well lately. They've been picking up a few points here and there, and they won in Europe in midweek, but there's no way I can see them challenging for the title at this stage. However, I reckon they'll get back to winning ways against the Potters with goals from Harry Kane and maybe Dele Alli. So yeah, and Stoke had a good win last week, so I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Swansea managed to pick up a draw at Wembley, so nothing's ever guaranteed. And also West Brom, as I was saying earlier in the review show, if you'd like to watch that. So, on to the evening game on Saturday, which is Newcastle and Leicester. Newcastle have been doing poorly as well lately. I think if they get beaten on Saturday, it's 3 home defeats in a row. Bournemouth even managed to turn up and win there pretty much deservedly on the day. I reckon Jamie Vardy might score along with Riyad Mahrez or maybe Shinji Okazaki. With Dwight Gale, he might nick a goal for the Toon Army. But Newcastle would want to stabilise quickly. I'm sure there's the right man in place to do so, though Rafa Benitez. But Claude Puel has settled in well with Leicester, obviously, with the good results he's picking up. So 2-1 to Leicester there. On to Sunday's games now. Southampton and Arsenal is the early kickoff. I reckon Arsenal will nick this match 2-1. Alexis Sanchez and Mesut Ozil, I reckon, might score for them. And for Southampton, maybe Charlie Austin. He's been doing okay lately. So win for the Gunners, even though they haven't had the best of form at St Mary's lately, despite winning there last season. So now, that leaves me with the remaining 2 games on Sunday. Sky Sports have built it up to be Derby Day. First up, it's Liverpool and Everton. I reckon this is going to be a 3-1 win for the red half of Merseyside. They had a wonderful win in midweek in the Champions League, but I cannot really comment any more than that, other than it was 7-0, but this is not the Champions League preview show or review show. It's the Premier League preview show, and prediction show, so we better get on with it. However, as you know, Liverpool are in flying form. They're banging in goals all around them. The Fab Four, as they're calling them: Roberto Firmino, Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, and Philippe Coutinho, banging in goals for the Reds. So the Toffees have their work cut out, despite their good form lately as well. Someone may come back down to earth with a bang on Sunday. So prepare for sparks to fly, and I reckon it's going to be 3-1 with goals from Mohamed Salah, Mane, and maybe James Milner might score, or maybe Philippe Coutinho. So yeah, there you go. And Wayne Rooney might score for Everton, which I'm sure won't go down well with the Kop, but anyway, it might be written in the stars to happen. Who knows? So now, on to the final game of the weekend, which is a small matter of the Manchester Derby between Manchester United and Manchester City. This is a crucial game, as if Manchester City win, they go 11 points clear of Manchester United in second. So it's crucial that Manchester United do everyone a favour and get the 3 points to get a title race going for the second half of the season. Hopefully. Have a free-for-all. But Man City just look too good, too free-flowing. However, I reckon United will do it on Sunday, with goals from maybe Marcus Rashford, and Romelu Lukaku might score, and Raheem Sterling to score a goal for Manchester City. So it should be a wonderful weekend of fantastic football. Now, on we go with my fantasy picks for the weekend. I have a total reshuffle this weekend. Hopefully it works. Time will tell. I've David De Gea in goal, and that's normal. Marcus Alonso I've kept in as well. Now the changes: Mamadou Sakho, James Tarkowski I have in the back, the Burnley defender. Eden Hazard in midfield, Mohamed Salah, Cork for Burnley, Philippe Coutinho, Scott Harfield, and Harry Kane up front, along with Ben Davis, who went in from before as well. So they are my fantasy picks. Hopefully they're helpful. Now we'll move on to Super 6. I have a 1-0 win for Burnley over Watford, 1-0 win for Crystal Palace over Bournemouth. I have a 0-0 draw in the Huddersfield and Brighton match. I've West Brom to nick the game 1-0 against Swansea. 2-0 Spurs against Stoke, as it's time for them to get back to winning ways. And I've Wolves down to win 2-0 against struggling Sunderland. So there you go. That's the Super 6 for this week. And now, finally, we'll move on to Paddy Power's Hot Shot. These are all first goal scorers now, folks, as you know at this stage. My choices for this week are Christian Benteke score for Crystal Palace, Jamie Vardy for Leicester, Mohamed Salah for Liverpool, Harry Kane for Spurs, Alexis Sanchez for Arsenal, and Romelu Lukaku for Manchester United. So, hopefully they're helpful, folks, and I hope you have a mighty weekend and enjoy the football coming up on the television. And there's a round of midweek games coming up as well, so I might be back with you during the week. I'll see how I'm ticking over, but they'll all be covered at some stage anyway, as you know. So take care, all the best, like, subscribe, if you've enjoyed watching, and comment if you want as well. Take care, have a great weekend. Bye bye from Shane.